My name is Jerry Adeshewo, and I'm sure in the last 2 months, we have become quite, acquainted to each other. For those of us who have been part of the first and the second sessions that we have had thus far. This is the third. We call it the last, but it's not necessarily the last. But for now, this is about the third of this session we are having. And so far we have done there has been a lot of materials exchange in terms of our writings. We have done a lot of discussions around those writings. And today we are going to do something that is a little bit different. And that is basically to try and devise something new between ourselves and see if we can devise a small performance along the line of our exchange thus far. And if my notes and memories serve me right, our discussion has been generally around issues of peaceful coexistence, looking at crisis situation, how best can we make use of the arts as a tool to remember, the warring parties, to, ensure that there is peace amongst nations, amongst people, amongst religion, and so on. So today we are going to do a little bit of devising, instant, on the spot, try to devise something very brief that we can, perform at a later date, or even just have as a text for now. I have someone here that I don't know if I want to admit. This look very scary, a username. I'm having a username that is very, very scary here. Okay. Just a minute. Okay, so let us start by just quickly, probably for the benefits of those of us who are here for the first time, let us be very quick meet and greet and here. And this is the way I would want us to do it. I would want us to simply tell us, please, if you can hear me, kindly type 111 in the chat box. Let me be sure that I am being heard. If you can hear me, kindly type 111, or if your video is on, just do me a wave of hand. Okay, Dr. Matt can hear me. If you can hear me, just do a wave of your hand or type 111 in the chat box.
Lots of ones.
I can hear you.
Oh, great. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So starting from, probably I'll call the names, and all you just need to do for us as a way of refreshing on our introductions is to just simply tell me your name and tell us, what do you truly feel at home? What makes you truly feel at home? As a person, what is that thing that makes you feel at home? More like a sensory introduction of yourself. Say, this is my name, this is what I do, this is what makes me truly feel at home. That's the kind of introduction we want to do as a way of getting to know ourselves a little better. And if we are ready to go, and I think I would just start with Beth, who is directly on my right as from this end. So Beth, unmute yourself. Yeah.
My name's Beth. I do retail work at the minute, and the thing that makes me feel most at home is probably my family.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thanks. So let's move to Oyewale Aina. Oyewale.
Yeah, hello.
Yep.
Yeah, my name is Oluwaseyi Oyewole Anyina, and what I'm a student, and what makes me feel at home is family. Family.
Family?
Yes,
Oh,
family.
family. Okay. Next, I have Anthony. Anthony. If you are there, Anthony, let's go. Anthony. Okay, Auntie Shine is next to Anthony. Anthony is frozen, so let's move to Auntie Shine.
Good
You are next
morning.
to Anthony, my friend. Yeah, good morning.
Good.
My name is Sheung Oluwaseun Odukoya, aka Auntie Shine Shine the storyteller. I'm very much at home when I'm researching for my stories, as in sometimes I forget to sleep one time. And then of course I love to play with my daughter. You know, children and all their questions. I'm very much at home doing that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you and welcome. Yeah, next on my screen, Una.
Me?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Una. At the minute, I'm at home, and what makes me feel at home is being surrounded by people that care about you.
Oh. Okay, thank you and welcome. Next should be Aina Anoluapo. Aina Anoluapo.
Hi everyone,
Yeah.
my name is Ainan Oluwa. I'm a student, and what makes me feel at home is my family. Because I really have the chance to be with
Family.
them anyway.
Family. Yeah, we are family. Okay, good. Okay. Next on my screen, there is no name. So when you tell us now, I'll need to change your name. What I'm seeing here is DDMBNG4. DDMBNG4. I can see your screen now, but there is no name. So tell us your name, and you also have your hands up. So maybe you want to tell us something. Yes, let's go. Hello, are you there?
Okay, good morning.
Okay, good. Yes.
My name is Ojo Joshua.
Your name is?
Ojo Joshua.
Did you say Ojo? Okay, okay. Ojo Joshua, okay.
Ojo Joshua, yes, sir. Yeah, I actually
What
feel
makes
at
you feel
home
at
when
home?
I have peace. Peace. I derive a great sense of peace at home.
Peace at home.
So,
Okay.
yeah, peace of
State
mind.
of peace. Peace of mind.
All right. Peace at home. So that still borders on the home, and I mean, should I say the family as well? Okay, so very quickly, we move on to the next person on my screen. I'm sure you can hardly see me now, but I will not tell you what happened so that you won't laugh at me. So next on my screen, I have peace. Peace.
Right. That's what makes him just at home.
Hello everyone, my name is Peace.
Hello.
When I'm allowed to create, I feel more at home when I'm allowed to create. When I'm allowed to be, just experiment, I feel more at home.
At home when you are allowed to create. Thank
Yes.
you, and welcome to this session. And next to your side is Joshua Anete.
Jesus Christ.
Joshua?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah.
My name is Joshua Anyetie, and I feel more at home when I'm with family and when I'm writing. Yeah.
When you are with family and when you are writing. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Family is taking the day, so we have to do something about family today.
Hmm.
Yes, yes. Omomi Osholale, I can see you. Can you hear us? Omomi. Okay, it's like Omomi is still preparing, so let's go to Shewa. Shewa, unmute.
Hello, everybody. I'm Shewa.
Oh, Shewa.
Yes.
Yeah, and what makes me feel so? My paint brushes.
Your paint brushes. How are they?
Yeah.
Okay. So you are going to have to paint me so that you can feel very more at home. Thank you and welcome, Shewa. Welcome. Omomi.
Thank you.
Yeah, Omomi. Are we on the same page, Omomi? Okay, she's still not with us. Arafat? Yes.
Hello, everyone. My name is Arafat Osedi, and I'm a student. And what makes me feel at home is being with my parents and, getting a new experience to write about.
Being with parents, gaining new experiences, family as well.
Right about. Yeah.
Yes, and to write better. Okay, so we skipped Anthony. I don't know if you are ready now. Anthony, can we take you now? He's gone again. Omomi, can we take you now? Are we on the same page?
Is that me?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, right, okay.
Okay, so let's go. Since you're on, so let's go. Yeah, let's go with you.
Kiva.
Oh, sorry. I'm Kiva, and I feel most at home when I'm with my pets.
Pets.
When you're with your pets?
Yeah.
What have you got, Kiva?
Guinea pigs and hamsters.
Guinea pigs and hamsters.
Yeah.
All right. So welcome again. And Temitope, can we have you? Okay.
I posted a text message saying, I am Chinelo. A few things that make me feel at home, my family, having a lot of me time, reading or researching. Right now I am at home exploring the contemplative and interior life. Mine, of course. I'm guessing maybe Chinelo doesn't have sound, so that's why.
Yeah, I get so message. Okay, thanks. And so, I think that's all. I see that Omomi is also still struggling with audio. Omomi, do you have audio now? Can you hear us? Okay, so
when his microphone is on.
So Dr. is on, but I don't know. She doesn't seem to be hearing. I don't know, even though her mic is on, and she's also looking right directly at me. So yes. Okay.
Into your soul.
All right. So Dr. Max.
Hi, everybody. Great to see everybody here. I'm glad we've got a little bit more connectivity technologically today. I'm just going to do a few quick warm-up exercises with you before Jerry's going to have us looking at one of the coronavirus poems. And then I'm very excited to be participating in Sean's devising exercises. I can't wait to see what we get up to. But for the moment, I think maybe we all need to wake up a little bit. I know I do. So if we could stand up wherever you are, if you could stand up, if that's at all possible. And everybody can see and hear me. And if you can, we'll stand up and we're just gonna do some things that'll get the blood flowing and the brain working. You gonna stand up too, Jerry, or do you need to stay?
Yes, I'm gonna stand up.
Okay, so when you're standing up, just relax. Get your feet as wide apart as your shoulders. If you're not sure how wide your shoulders are, you can put your feet together, turn your toes out to the sides, and then straighten them. Or put your hands down. You can make fists and put them down between your feet, and that will be about shoulder width apart between your feet. So you got a nice, strong, grounded, stable stance. You're breathing into your belly button. In fact, you're breathing into 2 inches below your belly button, which is the center of your body. And your knees are nice and soft and your head's floating up towards heaven And to start with, we're just going to bounce our knees and shake our hands like we're trying to shake water off our hands. You can imagine you had a shower and you forgot your towel. So the only way you can dry off is to bounce and shake. And relax your jaw so your tongue's resting on your bottom of your mouth. And your top teeth and your bottom teeth aren't touching. Your mouth is probably hanging open. And bring your hands up above your head. Shake your hands and breathe into your belly, filling your belly with air like a big balloon. And when you're breathing out, just let it bounce, shake, keep your feet flat on the floor. And then right hand up in the air, left hand down. So you're shaking the right hand up and the left hand down. And you're still bouncing on your knees with your flat feet. And then you're swapping hands. So your left hand's up and your right hand's down. And you're still shaking and bouncing. And then both hands up again. And this is where it's going to get a little bit tricky. You're going to shake your right foot. And you're going to put your right hand up and your left hand down. So you're shaking your right foot. And you're still bouncing on your left leg. And you're shaking your right hand. And you're shaking your left hand. And then you're going to swap hands. But you're still shaking your right foot. But your left hand's up and your right hand's down. And then you're going to swap feet. And you're shaking your left foot. And your left hand's up. And you're still bouncing on your knee. And you're changing hands. And then you shake your right foot again. And then you change feet again. And then you change hands. And then you change hands. And then you change feet. And then you change hands. And then you change feet. Change feet. Change feet. Put your feet flat. Shake your whole arm. Shake your whole arm. Feet are flat. You're still bouncing on your knees. You're trying to shake it all out of you. You're shaking out any bad feelings or tiredness. Shaking out any pain. And then you're going to shake your bum. You're going to shake your money maker. You're going to shake that thing that your mama done gave you. Shaking it all about. And then you're going to take in a big, deep breath of air. And then you're going to shake it out and you're going to let your voice come with it. Like that. Another big, deep breath. Try and have the longest shake out noise you can. Now, one last time. See if you can go the longest on the shakeout. Breathe in. And then I'm going to stretch for a big, loud, long, noisy yawn. Let your body move however it wants to. So, let your voice resonate. Best exercise you can do for your voice and your body and your health. Big, deep breath, right down, filling your belly with air like a big balloon. One more time. And the third one, see if you can last longer than everybody else. When I run out of breath, I'm going to see if anybody else is still going on the one breath. So, deep breath. Are you still going, Arafat?
Yeah.
Oh, Peace is still going.
Yes.
Are you a singer, Peace?
No, I'm not.
Sorry?
No, I'm not.
You're not. Well, you really are. We all are. All human beings. We're going to do one more exercise, and then we're going to do a singing thing. We did this last time. Those of you who joined us before, those of you who are new, you should just be able to focus. All the dirty ones know this already. So get back to you. Make sure your feet are shoulder width apart. Your knees are soft. Bring your hands together, fingertips touching underneath your belly button, your center of gravity. You breathe in, you bring your hands up to your chin. When you breathe out, you're going down towards the floor. Let your head hang loose and your arms hang loose. Dropping your knees slightly. Breathe in, bring your arms out wide. Take a big armful of energy from the universe and up with your hands. Breathe out, bring your hands down slowly. Look ahead of you once they go below eye level. Breathe in, bring your hands up to the front. Breathe out, hands down to the sides. Slowly releasing the tension. Breathe in, bring your arms up to the sides. And then the last one, let your breath come out, and when your hands hit the bottom, you're going to release your voice. So it's like this. And then bounce and shake out the last few breaths of air. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that 4 more times. The first 2, I'm going to say when to breathe in and breathe out. And the next 2, I'm not going to say anything. And you just trust that you will be able to follow what we're doing together. So hands at your center, breathe in. Breathe out, go down, let all the worries of the world roll off your shoulders and onto the floor. Breathe in, bring your arms out wide for a big armful of energy from the sun. Breathe out, bring your hands down slowly. Breathe in, release the dove to the sky. Breathe out, hands down to the sides. Breathe in, hands up to the sides. Look up at your hands and one more with instructions, and then we're going to do 2 more where I'm not saying anything, but we're all going to follow each other. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in. 2 more in silence. Ready? And last one. So we'll try and sync up together. Beautiful. Now, just the last exercise for a warm-up. Could I ask everyone to turn on their microphones? And we're going to try something I haven't tried before.
Everyone, turn on your microphones.
We're going to sing together, like peace. Peace, Ignatius. We're going to sing together. So everybody can turn their microphones on if possible.
Turn on your microphones.
Unmute your mic. Anthony and Joshua and peace. Excellent. Thank you.
Shewa, Anthony, Joshua.
Wunmi, if you could turn your microphone on, that'd be great. And Shewa. Anyway, so this is just going to be, we're going to try, because we're going to be devising in a little while, we're going to try and link up together. So I'm not going to lead, but what I want us all to do is I want us to start from silence. I want us to start singing quietly together, just any note, what everybody else is singing. And we're all going to try and finish at the same time together without anybody conducting.
Where?
All right, Beth?
Sorry, the dog's barking.
That's all right. The dog wants to join in. That's fine. So don't worry about singing beautifully or singing in tune. You can sing any note you like. You can change the melody. But the main thing is you're listening to everyone else.
All right, Dad, I just leave.
Start together and finish together. Maybe we'll all get louder together. The main thing is we all want to finish at the same time. So when everybody else stops, I stop. Okay? We'll see if we can try that online. I haven't done it before online. It's an experiment. From silence, we start together, we get louder together, we stop together. Ready?
Okay.
I'm not singing. It's not even singing.
Thank you, everyone.
I thought it was singing.
It's a little bit easier when you're in the same room. Well, thanks very much, everyone, for participating.
Yes, thanks very
Sweating
much,
now.
everyone.
I stink.
Thanks very
I
much,
really
everyone.
stink. I think I've spoiled my this thing a lot. I need to bathe. Ugh.
Jerry,
Yes,
do you want
thanks.
us to mute our microphones again?
Yes, yes. I'll do that.
The
Right
host.
away.
Mute us all.
Done. Yeah. So, what is next is for us to do a little bit of work on some of the poems, some poems. I call it some because we're going to be breaking. Okay, we have 15 here. So we are going to be breaking into 3 different rooms. We are going to be breaking into 3 different rooms now. Each room will have a poem. I'll send each room a poem, and within that will be like 5 within a room. So myself, Matt, and Sheung will be in each of the room, and so we can participate. We can decide to just guide the process. So what is expected of us is to look at the poem that is sent to each group, and within the next 10-15 minutes, 10 preferably, you share the lines of, distribute the lines of the poem amongst yourself, quickly discuss it if you can, and then when we get back here, from that group, we are going to perform that poem. Are we on the same page? Do we get that clearly? So when we get back here, we are going to perform that poem.
Sorry, Jerry, could you come again?
I am going to break us into 3 different rooms of 5 participants each. We have 15 here at the moment.
Okay.
And each of the group will get a poem.
Okay.
You are expected to discuss that poem, quickly read through the poem, discuss it,
Okay.
and break the lines amongst yourself.
Okay. And then recite.
And then, yes, and perform it and read it. You don't need to, do it off art for now, but
Yes.
get the point. So when we return here, members of that group, each group, you are going to perform that poem, or let me say read, so that performance don't look too whatever. So when we get back here, so we are going to perform that poem.
Okay.
We're just going to take a feedback on that poem from each group in terms of performance. Later, we'll still tell us there are other things we want to do with those poems. But in the meantime, it will be just about coming back here to perform that poem. So,
Jerry, you'll be in one group, I'll be in another group, and Sean will be in the 3rd group, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's the plan. Yes.
Cool.
So I would, let me quickly break the rooms now. Three rooms here. Let me do it manually.
It's tricky, isn't it?
Group 1. Yeah, that's lovely. Just breaking the room now.
I did this the first week, yeah.
1. Yes. Group 2. 2, I have Beth, Joshua, Living Green, Aina, and Anti-Shine. Group 3, Una, Peace, Omomi, Olumide, and yeah. Okay. So I think Shewa is on our way back. I will add to one of the groups as soon as she arrives.
Okay, join breakout room.
So all you need to do now is to accept.
And Jerry, just a
and
question.
Move to the.
When we go to the breakout room, will there be a screen sharing the poem you're talking about? Yeah.
I am going to be. I'm going to send you the poem now.
Oh, okay. Cheers. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll go join the
Please
breakout.
accept. Okay. Oh. Please accept and move into your rooms. Oh. Dr. Max. Okay, I'm going to have to. What do I need to do?
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back. I'm
Thanks,
so
Jerry.
sorry for the little itches. I do hope we were able to achieve what we set out to achieve. And you know, we are still learning. I should have been remained in one of the groups so that I don't have to shut. So I find myself outside. Thank you. So let's quickly do the feedback. Two things we are expected to do for the feedback, but one is germane. That is, if there is anyone within each of the group that will quickly tell us something about the poem for that group, not on this side of the world, we say not dole, so it's not by force. If you don't want to do that, we can go straight to you reading or performing your piece. But if you have studied the poem enough to be able to say this is what the poem is talking about, we can take such feedback. And then we are going to go room 1, room 2, room 3. And I'm sure we know those who are in each of the room. Okay, Una is not back here. Anita is not back here. What's happening? Okay. Anita is not back here. Who else is not back? Shewa is not back here. Okay, Shewa is here. Shewa is here. Okay. Okay. Anyway, let's go. So, and I'm also going to request that when we start with break room 1, those who are in that room, they know themselves. So keep your videos on. But those in the other groups, please take off your video and your audio. Are we on the same page? Take off, if it's not your room that is presenting, take off your video and your audio. Let's have only those in break room 1 do their beats. And then when we come to you, they will do the same. So we'll go first with break room 1. So those in break room 1, get ready. Others, let's take off our audio and our video.
So break room 1, that's me and
Break room 1.
Fat and Shewa, although we couldn't hear anything from Shewa. Jerry Ola says he's waiting to be added. It says, oh, that's an old one. Okay.
I eventually joined in break room 1 and I practiced with Arafat and I know.
Oh, there you are. So, Shewa. Did you take my lines?
Yes,
from the poem?
she eventually joined break room 1. Okay, so
Excellent.
break room 1, here we go.
Does one of us want to talk about the poem? Arafat, Dorena, or Shewa? You want to say something?
I will.
Okay.
The poem talks about mother, and if mother is attacked by a virus, where do we go from here? So the particular lines that says into some planet or health, or into a cocoon of eggs, or into a large form of shell, where our air becomes our death, which connotes the coronavirus, the mask we all wear, just to avoid contaminated air. So it talks about appeasing the earth so that we are not shut out of it, and so we don't die, which leads to the extinction of man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Aina.
Okay, thank you.
I was
So
cut
let's
out
go
there.
with the performance now.
My internet cut out for about 10 minutes there. Did you guys reallocate the lines with Shewa so you three can do it together?
Yeah.
Me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, fantastic. I'd love to have other people perform. So will you three do what you did when I was banished? Please.
Okay, let's
I
go.
think it was my house.
So can we have the poem shared in the chat once more?
Okay. You wanted it in the chat?
Yours is. Do you want
Where
in
do
the
we
chat
go
or on the screen? Which is better?
Any.
Whichever.
I can put it in the chats here. Hold on.
Dr. Matt, please help put it in the chat. Let me try to share and see.
Well, I put it in the chat with the lines as we divided them as well, so that might be handy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Arafat, we should just go with the name here.
Jerry, when you're sharing the screen, the words are a bit blurry.
They're a bit blurry.
Ones I can see are pretty blurry.
So I think we should just go with the what do they call it then?
Well, Arafat and Shoa, can you all see the one in the chat?
Yes, we can.
All right, well, maybe just go with the one in the chat. Okay.
Here we go. Okay, let's go.
Okay. 1, 2, ready. Let's go. Where do we go from here? Into some planet or hell, into a cocoon of eggs, or into a large form of shell? Where?
Our head became our death. Ask USA. You tell our land now screams for help. Ask Italy of souls thrown into the sandy well. How she felt, how she wept, how she bled. Ask how the earth trembled for ill health.
Ask Italy of soul sown into the sandy well, how she felt, how she wept, how she bled. Ask how the earth trembled for ill health.
Our streets became den of diseases, of cries, of tears. Our homes lost the warmth for rest. While running from the earth's revenge, where do we go from here? Where else do we go from here?
We are eating the virus muscle. We are now with sickness. Tell the tiny thing. We had felt, tell the tiny thing we had felt. We are now trapped in a cell. Do you now hear?
The fear, do you now smell? The sizzles, the ripples of death. The world is unwell. Alone
together we can mend. Lest she bid us farewell.
Lest we are left with nowhere.
Nowhere else.
Nowhere else.
Nowhere else. All right. Brilliant, guys.
Thank you. Beautifully done, I must say. And let's us welcome Sarah Louise Conagan. Sarah, you're welcome. Hi, welcome.
Please.
So we go quickly.
Hi, thank you. So,
room 2.
Sorry, I'm so late.
We were just looking at some poems in breakout rooms. So that was the first one, and we're going to have 2 more performances that Jerry shared.
Brilliant. So room 1, take off your video and audio, and then we go to room 2.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is group 2. We appreciated the use of imagery in the poem, and 1 or 2 of us questioned the last line where it says, a tiny bug invisible to be seen, yet vivid to be named. And some felt the use of vivid, But so we have no place to go by my 3 roommates will be taking the poem 1 verse after the other. Thank you for having us. Over to you people. Let's go.
Yeah.
Suddenly our world shut down, our gates locked down, and in chains of fear we began to live, tearing us apart in social distance. So close and yet so far away from one another, we became prey to a tiny bug, but huge to make a globe stand still.
In pain of a pandemic wiping out people and memories in ticks of time, animals and trees we treated unfair roam freely on streets as we languish in hospitals and close bar off our homes. In prison of our minds, we pray and hope for our frontliners to defeat a virus so tiny but huge to shut down our world. And suddenly, we find no place to go.
For our earth is flooded with bodies and tiny virus, so little but so large to stop large gatherings. At home, we stay with no place to go, but watch and wash our hands. We are captives of a force so small, but too large to grant us all, and we find no place to go. Our earth is in a firm grip of a virus, unseen but vivid, to be named COVID-19.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Woo.
That's room 2.
Well done, everyone.
Yeah.
Well done, everyone in
Nice.
room 2.
Well done, everyone.
Well done, everyone in room 2.
Beautiful.
And so we go to
Yes.
room 3, which is the last. Room 3. So I'll ask for others to take off their video and audio. Let's have only room 3, video and audio. And here we go. Room 3.
All right, I'm going to share the poem with everyone. I don't know if
Go ahead.
So, Kiva, let's hear you.
All of us are sitting within a pandemic. It used to be far from us, now before us. Beside us, behind us, we carry the pestilence. In our hands and under our fingernails, it is sleeping on our streets. We're running helter-skelter to escape it. It clings to our shoes, our clothes, spreads on everything we touch.
Okay. Amomi.
Okay. Some of us will bow to wash our hands. A kind of ritual cleansing to keep the death of. Some of us are in danger. Some of us will jump out of our mouth in a duplex like a bullet.
Okay, we try to hear. Olumide.
Some of us will not. All of us are in danger. Some of us will allow the virus to turn our bodies into weapons of mass destruction. Become a kind of suicide bomb to obliterate the head. Spread death. Spread death. Some of us will not. All of us are in danger.
But we will get through this. Isn't this how we formed fire out of stones? How we entered the moon in fierce darkness and became friends with the sun? This was where the poem ended, so I just added that.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Beautiful.
Okay. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I think it won't be out of place. If we can, let's please come up with our video and give ourselves, give it up to ourselves. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Good one. Good one. Thank you, everyone. Next on the table, Dr. Matt.
Yeah.
Hello, Dr. Matt.
Hello.
You got my private chat about. Yes. So now we are going to the last session of this session, which is the devising of a performance. That's the one Sheung is supposed to facilitate. So yeah. However, once again, I welcome as many of us as are still here. When we started earlier, we had a meet and greet session, and the meet and greet session has to do with what gives you hope, I think.
What makes you feel at home?
What makes you feel at home? What makes you feel at home? And from what every one of us said, it was obvious that, family matters a lot. Family relationships matters a lot in what makes us feel at home. And if you cast your mind, for those who were part of the last two sessions, we were talking about memories, we were talking about crisis, conflicts, and that for the last session, we asked some of you to go back to your grandmothers, granduncles, and aunts and ask them, to tell you some stories. By the time we return, we still return to the same issues of crises, and conflict resolution. Some of our parents told us about the Biafran War, about the Black, is it Thursday now, Sunday? The Black Sunday, and that. Now, today we are talking about memory. We are talking about, I want, whatever we are devising today, we want to look at, I wish that we could look at the family as an important elements of the society itself, such that if we're talking about, thank God Dr. Ola is here. I hope he's still here. He was the one in one of the last sessions that talked about remembering, as in pulling back all the different segments of the society that have been affected by the crises, you know, by the politicking, by the whatever. So
reconnecting the members.
Reconnecting the members. So if we're talking about family, whether biological, religious, or whatever now, whatever we are devising today, see, this is an on-the-spot theater making. That's what we want to do. Sheung is leading this session, but Doc, she has requested that you will be our backbone for this session. So I'm leaving it in the hands of Sheung and Dr. Matt.
Okay.
Yes.
Sean, I know a particular exercise that might be helpful in this if you want me to start it.
I don't get.
Sean, did you hear me there?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay.
Sean.
Okay. I worked with a director who was based in Newcastle in England and is now in Scotland, called Alan Lydiard, and he had a particular exercise. Now, the people I work with in Northern Ireland, some of them will be familiar with this exercise. We won't be able to do the whole thing because it involves slow walking across a room. But one thing about it starts with being quiet and silent and moving very slowly for a little bit, and then thinking or saying the line, I wish or I remember. Another part of his approach is where you think of a date and you think of a line from the story. So before we do the exercise where we're moving slowly and saying, I wish or I remember, I would ask everyone to think of a specific date in your life connected with what Jerry was saying. So, if, you know, when Jerry was saying about talking to your grandparents, those of us who didn't talk to our grandparents for this exercise, you'll have some stories about your grandparents. I would say it doesn't have to be your grandparents. I'd say whatever is important to you. I'm talking about date as in the year as well as the date. So for instance, if I said 20th of July 2003 is the date my first child was born. So that date is significant to me. So I'm asking everybody to think of it that is significant to you. It may have something to do with your grandparents. Okay, but it doesn't have to. Something to do with family. Something to do with family. Think of a date that has something to do with family. Also, I want you to think of a story that you've heard from somebody in your family about your family. Could be about your grandparents. And I want you to think of one line from it. So for instance, my mother used to tell me the story about her father, my grandfather, that he used to say to her, if you don't like it, then just grease your feet and slide on into the next world, right? So that's a line, right? So I have a date, 20th of July, 2003, and I have the line, if you don't like it, grease your feet and slide on into the next world, okay? I don't even know what it means still after 50 years, right? But that's just a phrase. So each of you pick a date that means something to you in relation to your family, and each of you think of one line from one story you would have had from a member of your family about your family. Okay? Does that make sense? Has everybody got one? A date and a line? Fantastic. I'm assuming everybody does. Okay, so now we'll do the other part of it, the I wish I remember. So we're going to start out sitting on your chair, and you feel your feet connecting to the ground. And you feel the ground connecting to the feet, connecting to the legs. And you say to yourself, I'm me and I'm here and I'm fine. You feel the energy coming through the ground, through your feet, through your legs, into your knees and into your thighs. And you say to yourself, I'm me, I'm here, and I'm fine. You feel the energy flowing through the floor, through the feet, through the legs, through the knees, to the thighs and into the hips. And say to yourself again, I'm me, I'm here, and I'm beautiful. Feel the energy flowing through the floor, into the legs, into the knees, into the hips, into the belly. and say to yourself, I'm me, I'm here, and I'm beautiful. The energy flowing through the floor, through the legs, to the hips, to the knees, to the belly, to the chest. That energy flowing through your whole body, from the earth to the universe. I'm me, I'm here, and I'm fine. Feeling that energy connect from the floor, through the legs, through the hips, through the belly, through the chest, to the head, and out to the sky. I'm me, I'm here, and I'm fine. Now we'll just do the standing up thing. So I'm not going to talk anymore, but I want you to get up off your chair or whatever you're sitting on, and we're going to do it as slowly as possible. When you stand up, I want you to look at your right hand as though you've never seen it before, as though you're discovering it like somebody's discovered a new precious object. And when you feel like you've finished doing that, you lower your hand, and then you will say, I wish or I remember. It's up to you. I wish or I remember. You pick which one. And then while we're standing, after each of us has said, I wish or I remember, when you feel like it, but listen to everybody else, but when you feel like it, say your date or say your line from your story about your family. Does everybody understand? So you're here, you're feeling connected to the earth and you're connected to the sky. I'm me, I'm here, and I'm beautiful. Yeah. Okay, so you're connected to the earth, you're connected to the sky. I'm me and I'm here and I'm beautiful. So now we're all going to very, very slowly stand up, as slowly as we possibly can, move without actually stopping. When we stand up, we're going to look at our hands for a while, and then you'll just say, I wish or I remember. Thinking about something you do wish or you do remember. We'll wait for everybody else to say their phrase, and then when you feel like it, anyone can say their date or their story. So you'll need to have your microphones on for the next part of the exercise. Everybody, please turn your microphones on. And then when I say start, we'll all start to stand up as slowly as we possibly can. When we're fully standing, we'll look at our hand like we've never seen it before. We'll say the line, I wish or I remember. And then at any stage, anybody can say their date or their story line. Okay? I'm seeing most microphones are on. Peace, you could turn your microphone on. Fantastic. Chinelo, if you could turn your microphone on. If you could get brilliant shower, if you could turn your microphone on. And Ola, if you could turn your microphone on. If you can. Ola? Well, Cheryl was having a bit of difficulty getting her microphone on before, so we might start without her, but I think she can hear everything we're saying anyway. Okay, so ready? When I say go, you're standing up, but you're standing up, moving as slowly as you possibly can. Look at your hand for as long as you want. Put your hand down, say to the screen, I wish or I remember. Wait for everybody else, and then say your dates and or your lines from your story. Ready? And go.
Start with the head.
I remember.
I wish.
I wish.
I wish.
I wish.
I remember.
I wish.
Remember.
I remember.
15th of November, 1968.
15th of May,
First
2010.
of October, 1960.
3rd of October 1999.
February 18, 1979.
22nd March 1991.
Honestly, I don't remember the date, so.
Why don't you just grease your feet and slide on into the next world?
I remember 22nd of January 2009.
2019, July.
I wish I would always remain here with you.
I wish we would win this fight and become independent, finally.
I remember Grandma saying, he would say, fly, butterfly, fly away, butterfly.
I wish I could put into words all the things I feel about my family and especially about my eldest sister. So
Knowledge, they say, is power, but I say applied knowledge is power.
I remember my father saying, "You did not die yesterday, you're going to use the toilet tomorrow in the hospital."
I remember Grandpa says, it takes a mountain to name you, so you're a mountain.
I trust you. That was what she said. I wish she never left me.
I remember Grandma said, the simplest life is the richest life.
Has everybody said something? Louis, I didn't hear you say anything. Did you say something?
Dr. Ola.
Or Dr. Ola?
I think.
Well,
Jerry?
as you said, what did you say, Jerry?
I think only Dr. Ola and Sarah.
Oh. Do you want me to say the thing as well?
I wish. March 27.
Oh,
well,
I did say I said I remember.
I wish I would always remain here with you.
But as I was going to say, Jerry, as you said before, you don't have to if you don't want to. The Julie. I have to say, though, for me, I don't know how you guys felt. That was beautiful.
I wish 1st April 2001, my father said, a stitch in time saves 9. The sooner, the better.
Beautiful. Thanks, Ola. Louise, do you want to say your line from your story from your family?
Oh, the story was that my grandmother could make a dinner for 12 men from just a cabbage.
That's a very Irish sounding line. Dinner for 12 men from just a cabbage. Beautiful, thank you. So, Sean, that's just a sort of simple exercise to start devising processes that I learned from the wonderful Adeline Lydiard. Hopefully that's of some interest. I thought that was beautiful, personally. I thought very interesting. I just have to say, some people have some very educated and articulate grandparents. My grandmother never would have said anything like, lied. That's fantastic.
Did it have to be from our grandmas?
No. Didn't have to be. It had to be from anybody in your family. Yeah.
I actually wanted to share something my great grandmom used to tell my father, but it would have been in Yoruba, in fact, Ijebu dialect. So I just thought to spare you guys.
No, beautiful. Actually, one of the times I did this with Ellen Lydiard, it was in Holland, in Rotterdam at the International Community Arts Festival. And we had about 20 people, all from lots of different countries. And everybody did their line from their family or from their past that was in their own language. And that also made it beautiful, especially when everybody's still and listening to each other like that. And then somebody says something, it just, I mean, personally, there were a couple of times when we were doing that exercise, I felt the hair standing on the back of my neck because there was this powerful sense of presence together when we were doing it. And doing it in Yoruba would have been beautiful. We have people who can speak Irish here too, so they could do it in Irish Gaelic. Sean, want to do the next activity?
So there's this, there's something we do where we will stand in a circle and somebody will start a story and the next person takes it up. And we could limit ourselves to say, everybody says a few words, a particular number of words, and then the story keeps going until the last person in the circle. But since we're not in a circle on Zoom, I don't know how we can make this work.
You could try naming the next person. So we're not in a circle.
I can mention the names on my screen.
Yeah, Jerry.
Okay, yes. So
yeah.
Can I just mention the name from my screen?
You could give us numbers.
You get that?
Numbers.
yeah, we could either do numbers. I was thinking of numbers, but then there's also this suggestion of mentioning the next person's name. So which do we prefer?
Numbers would ensure everyone speaks.
Numbers is better, so we don't interrupt the flow.
Numbers, okay. So in numbering, we still have to follow name in that case. So as on my screen, that would mean that Shehu is number one, since you are leading this, so you are number one. Oluwaseyi, Aina, number two. Please note and add that to your name, preferably. Just add two. I have added from my end. I have added two. So Oluwaseyi Aina is 2. Sarah is 3.
That's you, Louise.
Sarah, yeah, Sarah Louise is 3. 3. I know and Oluwapo is 4. Take notes. I know it's 4. Olumide is 5. Olumide is 5. I'm just following my screen.
Sorry, my name is not Olumide. My name is Joshua.
Now I put your name from my end. I don't know if it's showing on your end. Cheese.
Sorry, Olumide, that's the name coming up on the screen. Yeah.
Is the name by any means showing on your end? The number?
Yeah.
Here.
Sorry, are you talking to me?
Dr. Ola is 7.
So Peace, I think you were 6, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This is 6. Dr. Ola is 7. Arafat is 8.
Arafat is 8.
Arafat is 8. Shewa is 9.
Shewa 9.
Kami is 8.
Kiva. It's Irish,
No.
Irish language spelling. Kiva, you're 10.
Oh, okay. That's 10. So she's 10.
Kiva, did you get that?
Yep.
Cool.
Great. Living Green is 11.
That's Chinelo.
That's Chinelo, yeah.
I got that.
Cool.
Una is 12.
Una, did you get that? You're number 12?
What's my number?
Dr. Ola, you're number 7.
Number 7, all right.
Oma Ume is 13.
Okay, I get that.
So I will be 14. And Dr. Mark is 15.
That's the last word.
Yeah, Dr. Mark 15. Yeah, that's the last.
Okie doke.
Okay, so since we don't actually have a circle, we can sit down and be comfortable. The idea basically is
It's a lot easier on the legs.
yes.
Okay, we should see.
Yeah.
So should we all mute our mics until it's our turn? Yeah.
Yes, please.
So to make it a bit harder, maybe when the person, if you're number two, when number
Show on mute, please. I mute all. Yes.
yeah, I'm unmuted. I saw
We have
that.
Nathan. Nathan.
Hello, sorry about that. Sorry for being late. To Matt who invited me earlier. Got caught in traffic.
Okay, you're welcome. So you'll just follow. You are 16, so you're the last. I'm sure you'll be able to catch up before it gets to your turn.
So Nathan, we're just about to do a thing where, devising exercise where each person tells a story. Maybe they have a sentence or two. So you're number 16. You get to be the last person to add to finish the story. Okay.
Right on.
Cool.
Yes. Hello.
Sorry.
Okay,
So how
there we
many
go.
words? How many words?
I said everybody adds 2 sentences.
2 sentences.
Yes. Everybody
Oh.
adds 2 sentences to the story. So you don't. Yes, everybody is adding 2 sentences to the story so that we can do it again depending on how this one goes. So the idea is one person starts the story, in this case myself, and number 2 takes over, number 3 takes over. Do we all have our numbers? Okay, we're muted, so you might not be able to answer me. Okay, and I can't see your faces. Yeah. I don't know why. Okay,
Yes,
I believe we all have our numbers. So when number 1 is speaking, number 2, you can unmute yourself. And when number 2 is speaking, number 3 can unmute themselves so that we can have some kind of flow. Yes. So 3, 2, 1. Oh, someone says my audio is unclear. I'm sorry.
Yes,
well,
it's
fluctuating,
yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what could be the cause of that. Can we hear me now?
We can't hear you. It just breaks up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Is
I
that
hear you.
right?
No, yeah.
3, 2, 1, and action. One day, I was going to the market, and then I met a friend. I had not seen my friend in a very long time.
So I stretched out my hands and said hi. And he was like, long time. And then with a cold face, I replied, yeah, long time.
The last time that we met was a very memorable event. And it was awkward for both of us. So we went for a drink.
I know. Anu. Go ahead, Anu. So skip to 5. Olumide, I know it's off.
Okay. While taking a drink and trying to get used to my old friend in a new way, we had a blast. The terrorists just attacked the game.
The blast was shocking. We could not run anywhere. There was chaos everywhere.
So we clung onto each other, and there was chaos all over the place. And we dug under a table.
Then we saw a baby on the floor, longing for a need. So I went under the table and carried the baby, hoping to be the lung she's wanting.
Wrapped up the baby, seeking warmth, love, and help.
I took the baby and protected her. We were down there for a long time.
Hang on. This is not how the story went. Let's walk back. So I met my friend, and it had been a long time. And we did go for drinks. But then we remembered how awkward it was the last time that we were apart. And so we said, how awkward was that period?
I told my friend, I'm not sure if I forgive you. What you did wasn't right.
Yes.
But I reconsider that I love her so much. Then I pick up the baby and wrap that again.
In the midst of the chaos, we realized we are family.
And I shared with my friend the fact that on one hand, I was in a chaotic war zone, cradling babies under tables. And on the other hand, we were sitting with each other, trying to talk about the terrible things we'd done to each other, and realizing that the pain of our broken friendship was like the dream of the world ending.
And then I thought, how surprising it is to feel these things come upon you in a situation like no other. And I held my friend's hand and hoped that we would never see it again.
Well done, guys. Well done. Great story there.
One more. I know.
Wow, we need to get a psychiatrist in here. What's going on with us?
That was a good one. That was an interesting one.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was fun, guys. Look like
It was fun. Yeah.
I was wondering for a minute if the bomb and the baby under the
Good
table.
fun from Living Green.
And
who took
how
us
did it
all the
make
way
any
back.
sense?
Yeah, but I
It
noticed
made
something.
some sense.
I noticed something, you know. Most
Yeah.
people spoke more than just 2 sentences.
Yeah.
Yes, most people did.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And it was supposed to be just 2 sentences. Come
2
on.
sentences.
Like Living Green re-narrated the story and took us to another dimension. I wondered how many sentences she spoke.
Hey, to be
Actually,
fair,
I did 3.
Sounded like more than 3.
Honestly.
Welcome, everyone. I
You
would
must
say
be
you guys
complex compound sentences.
I think it would be very good. It will be very good to when I share this video later. Let's get to technology. Network is still a challenge. You know, it was breaking when some of us were speaking. Even for Dr. Matt, it was a bit unstable. It would be good to just look back at this story. Oh,
yes.
You guys,
Hello.
Hello.
Peace.
Hi. Could I just ask something?
Okay, please do.
Yeah. So I tried to turn the story around because I felt it was becoming a bit kind of stilted and like it wasn't making any sense anymore. So I don't know if it was supposed to feel that way. So that was why I did the turnaround. And I really loved Dr. Matt and Nathan's ending because I felt it tied up the entire thing nicely. So
Well, one of the things about these kind of exercises is there is no right or wrong answer. Well, they're all right answers.
Exactly. It's
Thank
just
you
a
very much.
story.
Yeah.
It just
Thank you very
flows,
much.
you know.
Thank
you,
It doesn't
Dr.
have to make sense.
So it's not about the making sense. It's more about connection. I mean, you don't know what's in the previous speaker's mind or what's in the next speaker's mind. So it wasn't about the sense of it, but it was more about us building a connection. And I loved the twist where somebody came in with a blast and another person saw a baby. For me, it's more about the exercise, not about the actual story. You know, sense in the sense of making sense. I think it was a great. It was a great exercise. You guys tell a mean story. I'll say that again. So well done. Apart from those of us who spoke like 5 sentences in the place of 2, but
Wow.
it was the first time. Well done, everyone. Yeah, thank
Every
you.
time I've done that exercise
well
before,
done.
people don't stick to 2 sentences. If you want to keep things tight, I think the other one, do you know the one where you do 1 word at a time? 1 word.
Yes.
That's easy to keep tight. And that takes us somewhere interesting. Want to try a bit of 1 word at a time before we finish off, or do we not have time, Jerry? We could use the same numbers.
Same number.
We've got like 15 minutes here, and if
Do
we
we
are
go to 1 word at a
another
time
15
story?
minutes, if we agree.
Yeah, let's have a go.
We have 15 minutes to go.
Okay, so it starts with Sean,
Okay,
and
so
then
who is leading on this? Dr. Ola, Dr. Matt, who is leading?
You see that we can use the same numbers so that we don't have to carry our Chinese numbers.
I think we just stick to this numbering.
yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Sean says the first
I
word,
think we
then
should
Ola
stick to this
Shay,
numbering.
then Louise.
Why you swap with Dr. Ola. If Dr. Ola is leading on it, so let Dr. Ola be 1, and then you move to Dr. Ola as 7.
7. Okay.
Are we good?
Okay, starting with Ola,
That
then Ola Shay, then Louise, and then 7.
That works.
So Dr. Ola, you are number 1. You are leading on this, and then Shane will be 7.
Okay. Oh,
Let's go.
sure. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so can I start?
Yes, please.
All right.
Don't forget number 4 is back.
Huh?
Don't forget number 4 is back. I missed my turn the last one.
Okay,
Number
that's
4.
Anu, Abi. Number 4. Okay, yes. The numbering remains. Just for the only swapping we are doing is Dr. Ola and Sheung. So if you are 4, stick to 4. The numbering remains.
All right.
Okay. Good to go, Dr. Ola. 3, 2, 1. Over to you.
So it was a dark, cold morning and the power is out.
I think one word.
Oh, one word.
One word.
Oh, sorry, one
One
word.
word.
Yes.
All right. It
Was.
Louise.
Louise.
Oh, she seems frozen.
So we move to the next. It was.
Olamide.
I can't say the last word.
Bright.
It was a.
It was.
It was a bright. It was a bright. We got from Louise. It was a bright. What was it? Olamide. It was a bright what?
Okay, it was bright. Was that the word, sir? I'm sorry.
Yes. So we've had it was a bright and Olamide. You say the next word. Number 5. Olamide.
Love.
It was a bright love. Beautiful. Number 6. Peace.
Shared.
It was a bright love shared. Sean.
Yeah.
Between.
It was a bright love shared between. Arafat, you're next.
2.
Bright love shared between 2. Shawa.
Birds.
It was a bright love shared between 2 birds. Kiva.
They.
It was bright love shared between 2 birds. They. Chinelo.
Whistled on the trees.
One word, Chinelo.
Oh, whistled.
Okay, it was bright love shared between 2 birds. They whistled. Una.
2.
2. It was bright love shared between 2 birds. They whistled 2. Who's 13?
13.
1.
Amuinme.
I don't get that.
Okay. Sorry, oh, the last one.
It was a bright love shared between 2 birds. They whistled 2. Your word.
I can't get that word. Like 2.
They whistled 2 what?
Bird.
What's the word?
2 bird.
It was bright love shared between 2 birds. They whistled 2 birds.
They whistled 2.
They whistled to what?
2 birds.
Birds. It was
That's 2 words.
It was a bright love shared between 2 birds. They whistled 2 birds. Jerry.
Yeah, birds.
Jerry, your turn.
A whistle to birds. Is that? Okay. Okay, there's the whistle to birds. 1, as in 1.
After.
Yeah.
After. It was bright love shared between.
Okay, after.
Whistle to birds. 1 after.
Yes.
Nathan.
Nathan?
I'm trying to think there. Could you repeat the full thing, please?
It was a bright love shared between 2 birds. They whistled 2 birds. 1 after.
Another.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it makes sense.
There you go. Always does.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks, everyone. That was beautiful. All right, Jerry, you're on the roundup. This is, I think, where we're talking about what's happening next.
Yes. Just 1 minute.
Just 1 minute. Well, while Jerry's doing that, I have to say, I want to say thank you to all of you. For me, that was a very beautiful experience. All of that from the very beginning, from introducing ourselves with the things that make us feel at home, through to Nathan smashing the lob that I set for him with the one after, picking up that the another was the implied answer. Those great stories. It would be fantastic if we could continue this and do more. Hopefully one day in person. Jerry, ready to go?
Exactly. Hopefully one day in person. Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Matt. Like Dr. Matt said, it's been, a pretty wonderful experience. Personally, I wish I could do this every week, like an Oliver Twist. I wish that this could happen on a weekly basis, but I also understand the constraint. But the beauty of it is that this has been a very wonderful exercise, especially for those of us who create. Who could help in our, which could help in our creative moments. We could flash back to some of these sessions. And these sessions would help us, to do better when we sit down to create. So I want to thank every one of us. It's been a very, very wonderful session. And so, talking about what next, like I said, for this first phase of this cultural exchange, this would be the last, let me put it that way. But the truth is that we are going to do more. But in the immediate, what is next? I want to quickly ask, and I would like to do a little bit of writing. We are going to have to go back to our breakout rooms. I want to know those who are in what rooms so that we can assign the others who are not in the room. We can now assign them to a room. Now, once we assign you to a room, this is what we need to do. The poem which you worked with in your group, in your room, we want us to do a recording. If somebody in each group can help me put the names of those in the groups on the chat, I would appreciate that, so that we can put Nathan and Sarah in the other groups, in the groups as well. Now, we are 16 as of now, but we'll still maintain our 3 groups. Let's keep it, since we dealt with 3 points. So what we are going to do is, you go back to your poem, and with your phone, you read whatever lines were assigned to you. I use read. It could be perform, but you don't need to do plenty of movements. It could just be a seat alone with your phone and recite, as lively as possible, your lines. Record that and send it to us. For those in Northern Ireland, you can send to Dr. Matt. And for those in Nigeria, you can send to me.
How would you like us to send the videos, Jerry? Because I know even 1 or 2 lines from a poem on a phone are too big for an email attachment. So when we were sharing videos for the university, we were sharing them on private YouTube uploads.
We could actually do, depending on what people use, we could do Drive. You could, if you have it in your Drive, you could just share the link. If you have it in your, what they call it, in your Warmbox, you could just share the link.
So you've got somebody.
We transfer.
Okay. So Jerry, you're going to get somebody to edit these together, yeah?
Yes, we'll get someone to edit it together, exactly.
So people will send me links to WeTransfer, Dropbox, Google Drive, or whatever, and then I will forward them to the person who's going to edit them at your end.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if there's anyone that is good with editing here, you can also, indicate, so that we keep it at home. We keep it within. If there's anyone here who is good with editing, I'm not, but if you send,
I know a couple, but I'm not going to name them. They have to volunteer.
Okay, please do volunteer. So that's exactly what is going to happen. So when we share it back, we'll edit it together, and with your agreement, once you give us the go ahead, we actually want to share this with the rest of the Indra family. and possibly, if we have your permission, with the rest of the world. We want to share this piece, as our own contribution to this whole stuff. So that is what is next in the immediate. Now, the devising we just did now, the story we told first, the first one, the second one is just beautiful. If you read it, I put it back in the chat box. Now, the first one, the two friends, when I share this, if the video, if there's anyone who is interested in looking back at this exercise and stringing that story together for a possible, 1,500 words short story, that would be very much welcome. As many of us as possible could look at that possibility. Just watch the video again, look at what, the narration, or maybe the first 2, 3, and be inspired to write something related to, two friends and a child just pop into it. We are talking about us being family, whether we are of the same blood, of the same religion, of the same class, or whatever. We are all family. That is the idea behind the story. So if there is anyone, if Auntie Shine want to help us devise a story and tell a story on this, we'll fix a day for her to share the story with us as a story in a storytelling format. Those are the possibilities of what we can do next. So if I look through, even if I am not able to do it immediately, I will share with Dr. Matt later on the groupings and the poem again, so that we can work on our different videos. Just the portion that is assigned to you, or I redo the between myself and Dr. Matt. We'll redo the breakout of who takes what and send it to those who are in each of the group.
So Jerry,
So
would that
if
mean
there is question? Yes.
Would that mean that the groups might want to rehearse, or maybe one way around the editing thing is if other people had Zoom links, they could connect with each other in groups of 4 or 5, talk about it, and then record it themselves live in one go off Zoom. So that would mean that people who are in groups of the breakout room groups from today, whether they do that or not, for instance, Nathan and Louise would have to be given some lines from some of the poems. We could ask them to get in touch with each other outside of these Saturday sessions.
Yes. I think that's a possibility. Yeah. So
what do people think? Would you rather just individually have the lines that you've been allocated today, record them on your phones, send them to me and Jerry? Or would you like to link up with each other separately on another occasion in groups of 4 or 5 on your own Zooms and have a go at doing it together and recording that?
I think we'd prefer the second option.
Second option?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then that means what we need to do then, Jerry, is we need to share the lists that you were talking about of who's in which group. And then we would need to share maybe the email addresses of the people who are in each group with the other members of that group. So for instance, in my group, we had Shewa, Aina, and Arafat, right? So we send everybody the list of the names, and then I send, or you send, the email addresses for those 3 people, and maybe Nathan could take my place in that group. So we could send Nathan and Arafat and Shewa.
Yeah.
And who was the other one? And Aina. Each other's emails, and then they could organize a Zoom session amongst themselves where they record it, and then they send the whole recording as a group to us. What do you think of that?
I think that's great. So what I would then request that we do for me is for all of us, just drop our emails in the chat box now.
Well, and then here we've just got a message from Sean saying individual would be nice for editing a straight production, so we could do both. So what I'd say is we should share emails for the people who are in the breakout groups with each other. They can meet, they can talk on Zoom online together separately, and whenever they want, whenever suits them, and they could have a go at filming themselves doing it together, and they can also have a go at recording their individual lines on their phones. The advantage of recording individual lines on phones as well would be maybe they could go to a different location. So they might be able to go to their, go outside for one of the lines, be in a dark room for another line. So they can play with it a bit more.
Yeah.
But I think it would be good to do both, as Sean suggests there. Also, we got to remember Beth had to drop out, and Mariah wanted to be in one of the groups, but she had a medical appointment. So we'll allocate everybody who's been involved and says they want to be involved in the next phase, 2 groups. We'll send each other the emails for each of those groups, and then they can work out between themselves a group Zoom chat recording / rehearsal, as well as individual recordings of their individual lines in whatever they want. And they can send all of the material to us via Dropbox, Google Drive, or whatever. And then we can find some wonderfully patient and generous person who would like to edit everything,
for us.
which is the hard part. Oh, look, and there's a bunch of email addresses. That's fantastic. People are already posting email addresses in the chat box there, Jerry.
Yes, I assume that. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So that probably because I didn't take note of who is where, so that I'm able to regroup people, even if it means moving someone from ahead. I can't remember who was where.
Oh, you can't remember who was in which group?
Yeah. I didn't take note of it.
Well, we could type who was in our group. So I can type Arafat, Aina.
Exactly. That was what I asked earlier.
Matt. And say call that Zoom group 1. There are only 3 of them. So if one person from each
instead of you now, you put Nathan.
I'll put Nathan into that group too. Okay.
Yeah, and Nathan is replacing you now.
Yeah. So I'm posting that. Oh, that's went privately to Kiva for some reason. But I'm posting put it to everyone. So here's the names that I have for group 1. And somebody put up group 2.
So Auntie Shine, please help me put those in your group.
I'm working on it.
Yeah. And don't forget we allocate.
Is it Arafat? You need to help me put those in yours. Okay. Group 2 is Beth, Chinelo, Shei.
And we can
you see group 3?
Okay. And I can see group 3. Yes, group 3. Yeah, your 5 is complete.
Maybe if Sarah Louise could join group 2.
Only is group 1. That's only Consola Shewa is group 1.
Yeah, that's Shewa. That's Shewa.
I think that
I have everyone's emails in Northern Ireland, so don't worry about sharing each other's email addresses just now, Northern Irish people.
I also have everyone's agreement.
All right, and Olamide is wrong. Olamide's name is Joshua.
So I'm going.
What we do now is allocate Sarah Louise Conahan to one group.
So I'm going to need to put Sarah in.
Yeah, Sarah usually goes by Louise.
Because Sarah goes to 4.
Sorry,
Sarah goes to group 2.
Group 2. I would also say, because there's only 4 of them, if you put Mariah into group 5, into group 2 as well. So it's Mariah, Beth, Janelle O'Shea, and Sarah Louise.
Okay, that's great. Okay. So that leaves you, Sheon. Okay, Sheon is already in one of those groups. Dr. Ola is not in any of the.
Oh, Dr. Ola.
But it's okay. I think it's fine. Yeah.
So, well, Dr. Ola, also, there are some other people who couldn't make it today because they were working.
Yeah.
Who might wish to join. So what we'll do, is we'll take the names we've got so far. You and I will share those lists.
Yeah.
We'll check with other people if they want to
do
that. And then we can share those emails with the people who are in groups with each other. And then they can organize when to meet on Zoom, talk about it, rehearse, maybe record a version, and also record and then talk about how they're going to record their individual parts. And the other thing you were saying there, Jerry, about the devising something new on the basis of the story we were telling about the two friends who met with the awkward relationship that turned into a war zone with a suffering baby. Perhaps we could talk about that, where to go forward with that at the next session. Nathan, I see you're saying we weren't here to make the poems. Should we make a new group? Nathan, we weren't making up poems in those groups. We were looking at poems that had been written by people about coronavirus. I will share you a copy of that poem when I email you with the email addresses for all of us.
Oh, apologies, I misread the situation. Sorry.
That's okay. So before we were doing the devising and the storytelling exercises, we were presenting poems that had been written by people about coronavirus. So that's what we're going to do for those groups before we have the next full session. Okay.
Right on.
Okay. So thank you, everyone. Let us close on this note. There is someone in this sitting very gorgeously in this meeting who just 48 hours ago was celebrating her birthday. So I'm going to ask us to do a shout out to Auntie Shine Shine. And then we'll close on that note. Auntie Shine Shine celebrated her birthday just 2 days ago. And back here we used to say, for she's a jolly good fellow. Unmute yourself. For she's a jolly good fellow. For she's a jolly good fellow.
Good fellow.
And say all of us.
Great.
Three go star.
Hip hip hooray! Hip hooray!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Go
Shine.
Everyone.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you, darling.
Your daughter.
Come on, show your face.
Yes.
What did she think about singing of For She's a Jolly Good Fellow?
What do you think?
Okay.
Fantastic.
Everyone.
All right.
Thank you.
Carly, is it?
Continue to enjoy. Stay safe. Stay well. Monjola Olua. Bye.
All right. Fantastic. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
You should bring up to play violin for us sometime later. Maybe in our next session.
Yeah. I was trying to get Tegan, my daughter. She's 11. But she
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Shewa.
Oh, that'll be great.
Bye.
Yeah, bye, Shewa.
Bye, sir.
Bye. See you.
All right, Jerry. I'll catch up with you next week. All right.
Thank you. Sure.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Bye.
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 Bye, everyone.
Bye. Take care of you. Stay safe.